I don't like diet drinks. This one doesn't have that funny little taste at the end. This one, you can't even tell it's a diet drink.
Vicki, you said some nice things about us. So, to return the favor, here are some nice things about you.
Vicki could find the lost city of Atlantis. If you called her and asked her to, she could find it.
Yeah, and you gave her scuba gear. I think you'd have to give her scuba gear.
Snapple, the best flavors on Earth made for the best people on Earth.
Hi, Enterprise. I'm at the repair shop, and I need to rent a car.
At Enterprise, we'll arrange to pick you up free and get you on your way.
Nice save, Mom.
Pick Enterprise. We'll pick you up.
Discover innovations that are pretty handy and just plain cool. You can, only at the Home Depot. With everything from a ladder that starts out really short and ends up really tall, to Glidden ceiling paint that goes on pink and dries white so you never skip a spot. At the Home Depot, we're driving down costs every day on innovations you'll wonder how you ever did without.
The Home Depot, you can do it, we can help.
How do you explain your comeback?
This time I know what I'm fighting for.
On June 3rd,
People saying you're their inspiration.
experience one of the greatest true comeback stories ever. From director Ron Howard, Russell Crowe, Renee Zellweger. Cinderella Man, rated PG-13, starts June 3rd. Wednesday.
No wasted shots.
Killers targeting judges. In a season finale that goes out big. Order! Criminal Intent, NBC Wednesday at 10/9 Central.
Later, on The Tonight Show, Jay enters the ring with Cinderella Man's Renee Zellweger and finds lost Dominic Monaghan, plus the music of Lisa Marie Presley. Your local news is next.
I'm Courtney Hayes. Lauren DeGeorge's first meeting as Panama City mayor is in the books, but don't expect the same audience behavior in the future. We'll show you what happened this evening.
Also, it took more than a quarter of a century, but 2 local investigators finally identified a murder victim found back in 1979. You'll hear how science and a little luck helped break the case.
Taxpayers are footing the bill for Viagra for sex offenders, and community groups are outraged. I'm Victoria Langley with that story from Tallahassee.
And imagine frying your dinner in oil one night and putting it in your gas tank the next morning. It's possible. You'll find out about a local man who says you can make your own alternative fuel.
I'm Tom Lewis.
And I'm Nisa Wilkins. News Channel 7 at 10 is next.
Live from WJHG TV, this is News Channel 7 at 10.
Good evening, everyone. Jerry Clemens had very little time to enjoy private life. Less than a week after he wrapped up a 24-year career as Panama City mayor, he's back on another public board. Clemens' former commission colleagues approved his appointment to the Airport Authority Board this evening, but the move created some backlash. News Channel 7's Courtney Hayes joins us live in our studios with both sides. Courtney?
Lauren DeGeorge campaigned against airport relocation during the April mayoral election, but during her first commission meeting as mayor, she was outvoted on that very issue. It was only 2 weeks ago Jerry Clemens led his last commission meeting as Panama City mayor. Now his former colleagues want him to represent the city in a new capacity. Commissioners voted 3-1 to appoint Clemens to the Bay County Panama City Airport Authority. Mayor Lauren DeGeorge cast the only dissenting vote.
It was kind of a shock to me because I didn't know that he had officially applied. I didn't have his resume or his application, and I just based it on the 4 that I had received, and I had made a decision on which one I was going to support.
Clemens submitted only a verbal request to serve on the airport authority, leaving some to wonder if the appointment was decided well before Tuesday's meeting. But Clemens' former colleagues say a written resume is not required, and they're confident with the former mayor's qualifications.
If we have to lose that airport, I want somebody in there fighting for this city, fighting for my great-grandchildren to make sure that we get the highest dollar amount the airport authority does for that property when it is sold, so that our children aren't paying for that for years to come. So with all that said, I feel very good about nominating Jerry Clemens to sit on the airport board.
Motion passes.
The commission's long-standing tradition of decorum ended with applause and boos from the crowd when the vote was read and throughout the meeting.
The decorum of this meeting and the integrity of this meeting room will not change.
It doesn't matter whether it's Mr. George or whether it was the Mayor Clemens or who is here, we will conduct ourselves in a manner that is appropriate for what this body and what this commission stands for.
But the new mayor's agenda could impede that long-standing tradition of decorum. DeGeorge says she wants more audience participation in later meetings, among other things.
This is a democratic setting in this room, and we need their input. I want their input.
And that's not all DeGeorge plans to change. Under her own 15-item mayor agenda, she lists things like hiring a full-time environmental planner and purchasing the old train depot for historic purposes. No decision has been made on any of those items as of yet. Nisa?
All right, thank you, Courtney. That's Courtney Hayes reporting live in our studios. Now, many of DeGeorge's ideas came up for discussion today, but commissioners did not vote on any of those items.
Well, good news. The weather should be cooling off tomorrow, from sweltering to just hot. Meteorologist Jason Kelly joining us live from the Viper 7 Weather Center with the latest. Jason?
But Tom, you know, living down here, it's not the heat, it's the humidity. And tomorrow, that will be the big difference. We will be cooler, but we'll also be less humid because of some drier air moving in. Now look at Viper. There are showers out there off to our west. Some big thunderstorms around Jackson up towards El Dorado, Little Rock, and Fort Smith. And a couple little showers here around Escambia County moving in towards Pensacola. But that's really about it. That should all stay off to our west tonight. So good news for us. A clear night tonight with lows in the 60s and highs tomorrow 10 to 15 degrees cooler than what we saw today. 85 degrees. We'll show you how hot it got, and boy, it did get hot. That's coming up in a few minutes.
All right, Jason, thanks. Bay County's MAD task force is on the scene of a suspected meth lab in northern Bay County. Investigators found the lab this afternoon in the 17,000 block of Highway 231 in the Bayou George area. They have arrested 2 people, one of them 29-year-old Samantha Rose Payne, the other man not positively identified yet. They also took 2 of Payne's children to the hospital for exposure to the meth fumes. One was 4 weeks old, the other 15 months. Authorities received their search warrant about 9:30 this evening and are just now getting inside to collect evidence. We have a news crew on the scene, and we'll have more on the story as soon as it becomes available.
After 26 years, Gulf County investigators have identified a murder victim. Now they're trying to find out how he died and who killed him. As News Channel 7's Mike Tolbert tells us, a father started the case. Now his son is trying to finish it.
Sergeant Chris Buchanan's father, Jim, first investigated the finding of human bones here in 1979. But it would be 26 years later before his son found out the identity of the remains.
Well, he had always told me that that's one thing that he always wanted to find out was who the body belonged to. And I was able to bring that information to him, and I was glad I was.
Thanks to a missing persons website and a family that wouldn't give up, Rocky Lewis Berry will finally be laid to rest. He was originally from Washington State, and family members say in 1978 he made a cross-country trip from California to Florida when he disappeared. DNA testing allowed investigators to post a physical description of the victim on a website. Soon after, Brenda Quiroz from Washington State called Gulf County Sheriff's investigators believing the remains were that of her brother. Another more advanced DNA test proved her right, and today that test gives investigator Buchanan hope that he can find out what happened 26 years ago.
I believe the good Lord's left it open and is going to help us close this case up and bring closure to the family.
Investigators believe he was murdered and are now looking for his killer. In Wewa Hitchcock, Mike Tolbert, News Channel 7.
If you have any information about this case, please call the Gulf County Sheriff's Office. That number is 227-1115. Bay County Sheriff's investigators were in Charlotte County today questioning a rape suspect about the so-called Callaway Creeper case. 31-year-old Eric Knapp is accused of kidnapping 2 young Port Charlotte girls and raping them. The Port Charlotte cases are similar to the Callaway crimes, which happened from 1995 to 1997. Knapp lived here at that time. In both Port Charlotte and Bay County, the suspect broke into the home to molest their victims. That's unusual for predators who usually try to befriend their victims or meet them in a public place like a park. Knapp has reportedly confessed to the Port Charlotte crimes. Local investigators are hoping he'll also admit to the Callaway cases if he was involved.
A Houston-based company is making it easier for Floridians to keep tabs on registered sex offenders. When sex offenders update their addresses with local authorities, Scan USA will send sex offender movement alerts to your cell phone, email, and other internet devices. The service began today. Scan USA already sends information on weather and disasters Amber Alerts and other public safety emergencies to subscribers in Florida, California, and Texas. There are plans to expand that program nationwide. Late this afternoon, the state of Florida announced its Medicaid program would no longer pay for Viagra for registered sex offenders. The revelation that was going on all over the country surfaced this week and outraged nearly everyone. As Victoria Langley tells us, victims advocates groups say that the practice was cruel and potentially dangerous.
Maureen O'Neill works for an outreach group that assists rape victims. She says the government paying for erectile dysfunction drugs for sex offenders amounts to a slap in the face to victims.
It really does, because we see victims who sometimes cannot afford the medications they need. And I'm wondering, how is it that the government is paying for prescriptions for Viagra for sexual predators when rape victims are not able to get the medications they need?
Florida's Medicaid program has provided sexual enhancement drugs to more than 200 offenders over the past 4 years. And a prescription for Viagra is not cheap. The little blue pills cost about $10.50 each. Taxpayers have shelled out nearly $100,000 for sex offenders' prescriptions. Jennifer Dritt of the Council Against Sexual Violence worries the policy may have resulted in more attacks.
The government is paying for sex offenders to get Viagra. We know that some sex offenders use it actually to commit offenses.
The American Civil Liberties Union's Larry Spalding says the outrage is justified, but it may not be totally fair to lump in someone convicted of a sexual encounter with an underage girlfriend.
Those type of people should be considered like everybody else, but in Florida we don't break down those categories.
It appears the outrage has hit its mark, though. State officials are now cutting off prescriptions of Viagra and similar drugs to all sex offenders. In Tallahassee, Victoria Langley, News Channel 7.
Medicaid covered the cost of sexual enhancement drugs for 218 sex offenders in Florida over the past 4 years, but no more. Florida stopped buying the so-called lifestyle enhancing drugs for all Medicaid patients today after the federal government closed a loophole requiring the state to pay for those medications. Lionel Tate is in trouble with the law again.
Tate was arrested last night after allegedly pulling a gun on a Pembroke Park pizza delivery man. The 18-year-old is being held at the Broward County Jail. When Tate was 12, he killed a 6-year-old playmate while imitating wrestling moves. He was sentenced to life in prison, but the conviction was overturned last year after he served 3 years. Last October, Tate was caught with a knife. The judge told him he would have zero tolerance if he violated the law again. Tate claims he's been set up because of his notoriety.
Violent weather injured a man and damaged some property in Volusia County today. Lightning hits actually responsible for a man being struck as he was walking through some woods. His heart stopped, so paramedics airlifted him to a nearby hospital. The storm also damaged parts of Orlando's Sanford International Airport, flipping over at least one airplane.
Florida authorities have busted an $8 million car theft ring. Apparently, thieves are copying the vehicle identification numbers from vehicles. Once criminals have the number, they steal a similar car and register the vehicle. Investigators have located more than 350 vehicles stolen in Florida, most sold to out-of-state buyers.
A fairly new vehicle fuel is pumping its way into the area. Biodiesel is a gas made from vegetable oil that is cheap and environmentally friendly. News Channel 7's Dana Arquilla spoke to a local man who is trying to get this more popular in our area.
This car may look like it's running on regular diesel fuel, but in fact, it's emitting the same oils that you had for lunch.
Smell those French fries.
George Jessup built a converter in his car that actually filters the grease out from fried foods. This is an environmentally safe way to fuel a diesel car, and it's much cheaper too.
There's a lot of advantages. Anytime we are able as a country to reduce our dependency on other people, it's a benefit to our country. I should say on other countries.
Converters cost about $800, and once they're assembled into a car, the grease can be poured right in. Another option is to filter the grease out first, using chemicals to homogenize the substances. It's as easy as walking into a restaurant and asking for their used oil. It's a cheap and clean way for them to get rid of it, and it's a cheap and clean way to run a car.
For driving, I've heard everything from I feel like I'm following a French fry factory. I mean, it matters. If you picked up your oil from a Chinese restaurant, it'll smell more Chinese.
Although there are no biodiesel gas stations in Florida, the idea is catching on. Like George, many people in the area are supplying the converters to make it a self-sufficient process. In Bay County, Dana Arquilla, News Channel 7.
Biodiesel is the only alternative fuel to have completed the testing requirements of the Clean Air Act. It is legally registered with the Environmental Protection Agency.
Still ahead tonight on News Channel 7 at 10, it appears Congress is going to force President Bush's hand on the stem cell research issue. You'll find out what's ahead for the controversial medical research.
And the local waterways will be a bit busy the first of next month. You'll find out why the Navy is asking for your caution and patience.
You're watching News Channel 7 at 10 with Tom Lewis, Nisa Wilkins, Viper 7 weather with meteorologist Jason Kelly, and sports with Scott Rossman. News Channel 7 at 10.
Hi folks, welcome to Panama City Toyota in our 14th annual Memorial Week sales drive. Your favorite and most opportune time to own America's best automotive value, a new 2005 Toyota. Today through Tuesday, May 31st, join us for an entire week of record-setting volume sales. Incredible cash incentives, amazing interest rates, unheard of trade allowances, and our commitment to 100% customer satisfaction make now the best time ever to own Toyota quality. Only from Panama City Toyota, where relationships are born.
Folks, this Friday and Saturday at Lindsay's Furniture, we're having the biggest blowout sale in our history. We have Queen Windmere no-flip mattress set starting at $200. Everything in the store is marked down to rock-bottom prices. Bring your trucks, vans, and haul it away. Don't miss this sale. Sofa loves, entertainments, everything on sale. Some of it looks like we're almost giving away. People drive for hundreds of miles to save thousands of dollars at Lindsay's Furniture in Panama City, Florida.
This Walmart opening has made a difference to a lot of people because this was a community that did need jobs.
When you lose your job, you're lost.
Walmart provided 450 jobs.
I think we really changed some lives when we opened this store.
And I'm glad to see that it happened here in Gastonia.
Now that we've built this place from the ground up, it's much closer to our hearts.
It gives us a real good sense of the future. Walmart will be there.
This is the store we needed as much as it needed us.
Chrysler Town & Country, with the exclusive stow-and-go seating and storage system. There when you need it, not there when you don't.
Get 0% financing or $2,500 cash allowance through May. Get an extra $1,000 bonus cash. Hurry, offer ends soon.
Health Watch is brought to you in part by Gulf Coast Medical Center.
It's a mixed victory on Capitol Hill for supporters of embryonic stem cell research. Late this afternoon, the House passed a measure to reverse President Bush's 4-year ban and allow federally funded scientists to harvest stem cells from embryos. But they didn't get enough votes to override a veto. Tracy Potts has been following the debate all day. She joins us now with that story.
Stem cells hold the promise of perhaps one day curing diseases like Parkinson's by allowing the body to grow healthy new tissue. President Bush has banned federally funded researchers from using stem cells that come from human embryos created after August 2001.
We should not use public money to support the further destruction of human life.
Parents of children born from donated embryos want to keep that ban in place. Steve Johnson is a parent and a paraplegic.
Would I kill my daughter so that I could walk again? Of course not.
The motion reconsiders later.
Late in the afternoon, the House voted 238 to 194 to allow embryonic stem cell research.
Shall we throw them down the sink, wash them away, or shall we use them to help people who have terribly debilitating diseases?
One supporter, a lawmaker with a perfect pro-life record, switched sides, she says, to help the estimated 110 million Americans who might benefit.
Don't they have as much of a right to life as that embryo that's going to be tossed away?
President Bush has promised to veto the bill, and supporters fell short of the 2/3 majority needed to override that veto, so the ban will likely remain. Another measure also passed, a bill allowing stem cells to be taken from discarded umbilical cords. They claim it's already treated more than 65 diseases. It's still unclear whether embryonic stem cells or cord blood stem cells hold the most promise. That's why some lawmakers say it's important to fund research for both. Tracy Potts, NBC News, Washington.
Walking outside is almost like walking into a sauna. Will we be getting a break from all this humidity? Jason's forecast is next. And later, the nursery at Gulf World is getting even more crowded. We'll show you the Marine Park's newest pride and joy. But first, here's another local greeting for our servicemen and women overseas.
My name is Jacob, and I'm from Mariana. I'd just like to give a shout out to all the men and women in Iraq fighting for our country.
News Channel 7's Viper is brought to you in part by our community partner, Peden Air Conditioning and Heating.
Viper. This is the Civic Value Package from Honda. And this is a gallon of regular unleaded gasoline. The Civic can get up to 38 miles on just one of these. And with a full tank, the Civic has a range of up to 500 miles. Given the rising cost of gasoline these days, we just thought you'd want to know. The remarkably efficient Civic Value Package from Honda. Now you can lease a Civic Value Package for $159 a month for well-qualified buyers.
Now we'd like to show a short orientation film. Ted.
Hi, everybody. I'm on Phosphate, and I want to be your friend. You'll find me in dishwashing detergent, in fertilizer, PU. And now, Magna Corp injects me into chicken along with water and salt, which makes the chicken heavier. Woo! She's gonna blow!
Sanderson Farms brand of fresh chicken is never altered with water, salt, and phosphates. Check the label. Be sure your fresh chicken is 100% chicken.
Hey, buddy. Gears slipping? The occasional jerk? Perhaps you need transmission work. To get it fixed is an easy decision. Better head over to Mr. Transmission.
Mr. Transmission of Panama City, 90s 15th Street, call 769-4477.
Listen up, Emerald Coast. Toyota's nationwide sales drive is going on right now, only at Quality Toyota. Quality Toyota has a huge selection of brand new 05 Toyotas. We offer no money down and no payments for 90 days, so there's no better time to buy. You get your price and payment in 15 minutes and take delivery in just 1 hour. Plus, when we make a deal, we'll pay off your trade no matter what you owe. And remember to ask about our Quality Privileges card. Toyota's nationwide sales drive won't last long, so get to Quality Toyota today, the Emerald Coast proven Toyota dealer. From the Viper 7 Weather Center, here is meteorologist Jason Kelly.
A mixed bag of stuff today. A lot of heat tonight, a lot of heat today. What about tomorrow? What about the rest of this week? What's going on? Up and down weather, we'll talk about it. First of all, let's go to Viper. I want to share these showers out to our west. And again, there's a slight possibility that Okaloosa County might get a little bit of rain from this part right in here. It's weakening as it moves south. It's falling apart, so that tells me we're probably not going to see much of anything, but don't be surprised if in Crestview, maybe in Destin, Fort Walton Beach, or Okaloosa Island, we get 1 or 2 showers tonight, and that will be just about it. I think that will be all we get, though, and then some changes on the horizon are coming up. The satellite image from the Caribbean, nothing much to talk about here other than this tropical wave axis right here. The National Hurricane Center issued a special tropical disturbance statement on this morning. No concerns right now, no signs of development, so we won't worry about it too much. Look at the highs today. Officially, Crestview in the books today at 98 degrees, 94 Dothan, 95 Evergreen, Pensacola at 97, Mobile at 97, 92 in Appalachia, 91 at the airport. The only cooler spot today was Destin at a crisp, brisk 89 degrees this afternoon. Right now, still rather warm out there, 70s and 80s across the board. 80 in Destin, 79 in Crestview, 80 in Mariana, 81 at the airport, and 79 up in the Wiregrass. Around the rest of the southeast, active weather off to our west, cooling things down a little bit. 64 right now, Fort Smith, 80 in Shreveport, 83 in Dallas, 75 Memphis, 71 with some showers around in Jackson, 76 in Montgomery, but look here, 65 in Huntsville, 66 Atlanta. Some drier air pushing south. That dry air makes it here by tomorrow morning and spells big time changes for us for tomorrow and for most of the day tomorrow and into Thursday. Regional cloud radar picture. Here's the active thunderstorms, but again, those stay off to our west and move into the Gulf and will not be a problem for us. You see where the watch boxes are with these. Those are starting to calm down somewhat. The overall trend for these is weakening. Still, though, some active thunder out there. For us, again, fairly quiet. Now, Futurecast shows these showers moving away from us, heading off into the Gulf, and no problem. A few clouds, maybe that'll be about it. Notice the drier air. We still got some showers out to the west and a few off to our east, but we remain dry for the next couple of days, and we're not going to be nearly as warm as what we saw today. Again, a drying trend and a cooler trend tomorrow. Boating forecast, near shore 3 to 5, offshore 3 to 5 with that front on our doorstep, a northwest wind at 5 to 10 knots. UV index tomorrow up there at a 10. That is in the very high range. Here's your forecast. Overnight lows tonight, a lot cooler. 60s for overnight lows. And look at the high, some 15 degrees cooler than what we saw today. 80s, call it lower 80s with a northwest breeze at 10 to 15. It'll feel pretty good out there tomorrow. Along the I-10 corridor, morning lows in the 60s, afternoon highs, again, middle 80s, much cooler than what we saw today by about 10 to even sometimes 15 degrees. That'll feel a lot better with a northwest wind at 5. Along the coast, morning lows will be still in the 60s, afternoon highs again in the middle 80s. The next 7 days, no big changes coming up, although we do increase that chance of showers as we head into the latter portion of this week. Highs mostly in the 80s, maybe some low 90s by the holiday weekend, and morning lows generally in the 60s and 70s.
All right, thank you, Jason.
Okay.
Well, just ahead, Scott tells us about a change on Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s race team.
And he takes us to Atlanta, with the Braves continue their mastery over the former ace, Tom Glavine.
Weather is brought to you in part by Wild Adventures Theme Park.
Make a statement with affordable luxury from Tommy Thomas Chevrolet. The luxury you deserve at the price you deserve. From the Panhandle's premier dealer of pre-owned luxury automobiles, Tommy Thomas Premier, Mercedes, BMW, Lexus, Cadillac, Infiniti, and Jaguar. You'll find all of these luxury vehicles and more right here in Panama City. Make a statement. Drop by today and see how easy it is at Tommy Thomas Premier. Affordable luxury from Tommy Thomas Chevrolet.
Folks, now through Memorial Day at Home Place, we're going to give you free cookies, free lemonade, and a store full of fabulous furniture values. This is not a sale on a few limited items. You'll find special savings in every department. Bedrooms, living rooms, dining rooms, entertainment walls, and accessories. Plus, buy now, enjoy interest-free financing until 2007. Store-wide savings now through Memorial Day. There's no place like home. Place.
So ladies, are you ready to enter the Alltel Text to Win sweepstakes?
Yes.
Okay, just create a text message, press send, and you're entered for a chance to win $1 million towards your dream home. Ladies, are you guys even listening?
Yes. To register, enter 123456, then text the word WIN. Every time you send a text or picture message, your odds of winning increase, and get great deals on Kyocera phones.
Are you ladies hot?
Yeah, let's do a little one.
All right, people, we all know what day it is. It's Tuesday. Our chance to do some good out there with our 2 times Tuesday pizza deal. Our chance to rescue people from the average, from the mundane. Now let's show them what a free pizza can do. Let me get a hoo-ha 2 times Tuesday. Hoo-ha. Thank you. That's what I'm talking about.
It's 2 times Tuesday at Domino's. Buy any large pizza at regular menu price and get a second pizza of equal or lesser value free. Get the door. It's Domino's 2 times Tuesday.
On the next News Channel 7 today.
For a preview of Wall Street and other business news, tune in to the Doc and Report every morning on News Channel 7 today.
Hear Viper 7 Weather Center updates on Clear Channel radio stations, including 93.5 The Beat.
Sports is brought to you in part by Marshall Honda.
Here is Scott Rossman with our sports.
And Braves facing a familiar face.
Yep, and one that they're not too afraid to face anymore. Lefty Tom Glavine left Atlanta as a free agent and went to the Mets in '03. In a sense, though, the Braves still own Tommy G. The Braves 7-1 against Glavine since he moved north, averaging a run per inning against their former ace. Glavine taking the hill tonight in Atlanta, hoping to improve those numbers. Good enough start for Tommy. He K's Mondesi here on the called strike 3. It's a shutout for him through 4. Tim Hudson, though, matching Glavine, goose egg for goose egg early on, and it's a scoreless game into the 5th inning. There, Langerhans snaps the tie with an RBI single. Boy, that youngster is really playing some good ball this season. And then in the 7th, the Braves post 3 more off Glavine. Estrada, an RBI double down the line. And for Call, an RBI triple to right center. Plenty for Hudson, who goes 8 scoreless. Rietsma finishes it 4-zip the final. The Braves beat Glavine yet again. A baseball on the prep level, and in just over 12 hours, the Port St. Joe Sharks will hit the field at Ed Smith Stadium in Sarasota against Florida Christian. That's a 27-2 private school out of Miami. Coach Gannon knows, as the record would indicate, his opponent is a powerhouse, but the Sharks who go into the semis with a 25-4 mark themselves, won't be intimidated by anybody.
You know, they've got a good ball club, and you know, we know we've got our hands full, but if we get some pitching and get some timely defense and, you know, play our small ball and, you know, pick up a run or two here, like our kids know we're not going to go out and beat anybody 10-0 or anything like that. Our games are going to be 4-3, 3-2, and we've been that, and that hopefully with that senior leadership, you know, down the stretch, you know, will work out for us.
You know, this is every high school player's dream, make it to the Final Four, and we've been working at it ever since we were freshmen, and last year we got put out in the final round against NFC, and we just worked hard this year, 365 days to come back and beat them this year, and we did it. So we're just excited to be there.
Tomorrow's game set for 1 Eastern time. If the Sharks win, they'll play for the 2A title Thursday at 4. To the NBA, Game 2 of the Spurs-Suns series. Phoenix hoping to avoid losing the first 2 at home. Suns using a 13-0 run to take a 1-point halftime lead. A 14-5 run in the third gave them control of the game, but the Spurs have rallied. It is now a one-possession game with the Suns leading 102-100 with about 2.5 minutes to play. Other NBA doings, it's Brian Hill, take 2 in Orlando. The Magic have rehired their former coach to try and lead the franchise back to the league's promised land. Hill coached the Magic during the Shaq Penny era in the mid-90s and took Orlando to its only NBA Finals appearance in '95. Hill replaces Johnny Davis, who was fired back in March. The Magic winning just 36 games last season. Davis perhaps a scapegoat. You wonder if the same can be said of Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s crew chief, Pete Rondeau, I should say Jr.'s former chief, because they fired Pete today, replacing him with Steve Neal, the longtime technical director at DEI Inc. After last year, Dale swapped crews with teammate Michael Waltrip, but that shakeup produced no wins so far this year and just 5 top 10s. Jr. currently 11th in the points standings. Finally, there's this money exchange from the Gulf Coast Horse Show to Gulf Coast Community College. The latter's $5 million scholarship foundation drive receiving $10,000 from the Charity Horse Show and Music Festival. So this cash, which is matched by the state, so it becomes 20 grand, will help scores of area students pay their college bills. And this is just a small fraction of the over $675,000 doled out by the Horse Show over the last 6 years.
It's a great project, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Thanks, Scott. Back in just a moment.
Right now, during the Dodge Memorial Day event, even the deals are big. Grab the Dodge Dakota with 5-star frontal crash test rating, best-in-class torque, and the largest overall interior room. Now, qualified returning Daimler Chrysler owners and lessees can lease a Dakota Club ST with a V6 for $149 a month. So hurry to the Memorial Day sales event. Offers end May 31st.
Today, we're leading through excellence. At Gulf Coast Medical Center, our attention to excellence has earned us the distinction of being ranked among the top 3% of all hospitals in the country for patient safety. It's earned us the loyalty of our patients for their emergency, surgical, and diagnostic needs. At Gulf Coast Medical Center, you'll find a team of physicians and nurses who are focused on our patients. For your healthcare needs, choose Gulf Coast Medical Center.
Hi folks, you know the traffic on the beach has increased drastically over the past couple of years, making it even tougher to get across the bridge.
You knew it was bound to happen, and guess what? It has.
That's right, Restonic Mattress Gallery has a new beach store.
Right beside Source One.
Of course we'll feature a complete line of Restonic.
Along with the famous Tempur-Pedic.
And our adjustable bed gallery.
You can see the difference with your eyes closed at Restonic Mattress Gallery.
Trucks, sport utilities, fans. Panama City's only truck superstore is here. 04s and 05s that look like new at half the price as new. Announcing budgets just trucks, vans, and SUVs. Only at 4800 West Highway 98. Call 215-3400.
Closed captioning is brought to you in part by Quality Imports.
A report of a pedestrian being hit on Allison Avenue on the Beaches area. We have a news crew on the scene. Right now, initial reports is that at least one person was killed. We'll have the details as soon as they become available. The Navy having an exercise in the Gulf next month to test the ability to find and destroy mines. Naval Support Activity will oversee the exercise June 2nd through the 10th. Mine warfare ships and helicopters from Ingleside, Texas will participate. Navy officials are urging local boaters to keep their distance and minimum speeds when within 500 yards of the boats.
Gulf World is celebrating the birth of another dolphin. The unnamed baby girl was born around 5:30 this morning, the second in the past 3 weeks. Cola gave birth to Mia earlier this month. They're sharing pool space with mom Sandy and the new calf. Gulf World trainers say the dolphin's environment determines their willingness to reproduce. Another female dolphin may be pregnant, but the baby won't arrive until late this fall. All the calves share the same father, Lightning, who's the senior male of the pod. Here's a look at tonight's winning Florida lottery numbers.
Have you or someone you know suffered a serious injury in an accident? It's never easy to take action against the insurance industry. That's why you need someone with experience in the courtroom. I'm Ed Wilborski, a personal injury lawyer with over 25 years of experience. I can help you handle your lawsuit for serious injuries due to an accident. Remember the name, Ed Wilborski. You can find me on the spine of your Bell South phone book.
It's here. An idea so unique, it will revolutionize bathing forever. It's the walk-in safety bath. Safety bath is a walk-in bathtub that allows for safe and easy access for those having difficulty getting in and out of a regular bathtub. If a massaging action of whirlpools offers you relief from arthritis or other ailments, this is the bath for you. It's a home therapy center and your personal hot tub all rolled into one compact unit. Here is what satisfied customers had to say about Safety Bath.
I like it a lot. I just like to sit in there and just relax, and it helps. It seems to help the arthritis too. My hands don't seem to get so stiff anymore like they used to before. Before I couldn't close them.
To find out how you can start enjoying the benefits of Safety Bath, please call 1-800-618-8019.
If you're suffering from back pain, neck pain, headaches, leg or arm pain, or if you're just sick and tired of being sick and tired, please listen carefully.
Cairo Network Healthcare Centers.
Your initial evaluation includes 2 free x-rays at Cairo Network Healthcare Centers. Those x-rays will allow us to locate and evaluate your problem and determine whether chiropractic care is appropriate for you. So why not find out today whether chiropractic can be the answer for your health problems? Give us a call.
We're out of time.
Good night.
From Lost, Dominic Monaghan. The music of Lisa Marie Presley. And comedian Chelsea Handler at Star Wars. And now, direct from testifying at the Michael Jackson trial, Jay
UG?
Oh, yeah.
UG umbrella guy.
Oh, yeah.
UG,
oh, is that who that was?
Well, I just got back from testifying. Man, I don't want to say it was hot up there in Santa Maria, but Michael Jackson was asking boys what they do for a Klondike bar. That's how hot. Woo! I tell you, it was really odd walking into that courtroom today because I realized it was the first time I'd seen Michael since I was 12. You know, I get those weird feelings. You know.